Sky Squad, we are back in the building and we are here with one of the newest Bells in the collective, and she goes by Miss Sogucci. Okay. Listen, you got to talk about how that name came about, first of all.
Oh my goodness. My husband came up with that name. I know it's taken a while for people to get used to. Like, I'm not calling
No,
that
it's
woman
not me. I loved it from the get-go.
really good. My husband, he celebrates me, of course. He like, you know what? My first name is Sofia. My main name is Otis. So he like, you know what, baby, you Gucci. You know what? So I'm just gonna call you So Gucci. So that's how the SO came in front of the Gucci. So I'm like, okay, let me create my Instagram name. It's So Gucci. And so when I was out in public, people be like, oh, that's Gucci right there. I'm like, okay. So I got to live up to it. My husband gave me that name, and I'm going to live up to it.
We're gonna get to your famous husband in a minute,
Oh
okay?
my goodness.
Because when people saw that trailer for season two, they were like, "That's JJ. We know him." And I was like, "Wait, I ain't never seen." I had listen. I heard of the show, The Dancing Dolls, but I had never. Is that the name of the show?
No,
Okay,
Bring It. Bring It's the name of the show.
Bring is the name of the
Bring It
show,
is the
but
name
that
of the show.
group was called the Dancing Dolls. Okay, cool. So yeah, I had never seen it, so I was like, "Oh, okay. This is. I like that they're bringing in somebody else that we know, and now we get to know
Mm-hmm.
Miss Oguchi. So you are into real estate.
I am. I'm a real estate agent here in Jackson, Mississippi. Actually going to work soon as I leave here with you. I love doing it. I'm thinking it was just a calling, from God, because my prayer was, whatever job that I want to be in, I want to be able to help somebody. I want to be purpose filled. So that's why I chose real estate and health and fitness. I am a certified trainer too. I train. I have a boot camp every Saturday when I'm not on the go. I do have clients that come to my house, and I do train. Jay and we are looking for a building, where I can continue to have my classes because it's growing and growing. I get an import of people wanting to say, "Hey, we want to train with you, So Gucci," because they see results. And it's not only training your conditioning your body, you got to condition your mind also.
Do you have any merch? Like any like just like do you have a fitness brand or anything like that? Have you started that
I do
yet?
have a fitness brand. It's called Stairway to So Gucci.
Okay,
Uh,
okay.
name on my fitness brand, and I got my merch, and I'm in the process of updating my website. And the reason why I chose Stairway, because you start at the bottom of the stairs, and our goal is to get to the top. And of course, I had to incorporate So Gucci. So, and I do a lot of things, Richie, with my clients, a lot of non-traditional things that trainers I don't see do a lot. We go to the beach. We have a boot camp on the beach. We climb Stone Mountain. My next we do 5K runs, as a group. My next project is going to be, going to the mountain and having a retreat. Not only, trying to transform their body, transforming their mind, their way of thinking, healthy. So I'm getting together a retreat where we're gonna go to the mountain, just lock ourselves up in the mountain in a cabin, and we're going to, just release everything and come back, cleansed.
Okay, okay. So how did you and JJ meet? Like how did that whole situation come? Like what
Oh
because
my
now
goodness.
because now y'all got a blended family.
I know it, and people really didn't know about me, Richie. I met Jay a long step. Well, about 17 years ago, and I met him at a football game, and he kept trying and trying. I'm like, no, he's too short. I don't want a short man. I need him a little taller. And JJ tried for over a year to contact me. I'm like, no, you too short. But once I got to know him, started talking about him, I mean, you look past the other things and like, oh, okay, I like Jay. I like his charisma. I like he's goal oriented, and I like the fact that it was very impressive to me that he had his girls at that time. Jay was, people will. I know a lot of fans ask me, well, where was the mom? At that time, Jay was the full-time parent for the girls. So that's why we did a lot of things together because, Jay was a full-time parent at that time
Okay,
in their
okay.
lives. And so we met, and Jay and I, we never stayed together. We actually, we never cohabitated together. I had my own house, he had his, and we would just do things as a family. I was like, okay, we're not gonna, start living together till we get married. So I get the ring, Tamra, get
Okay.
the ring, get the ring, girl. And so that's how I started. The girls are really, really young. So, and actually, when they were on Bring It, people never knew about me. The camera never showed me. It was always he was co-parenting with the girl's mom, and it was always them. So I was kind of in the backfield. You didn't. I was there with them all the time. Every competition, I'm there, but I wasn't shown in the forefront. So now, when people see Jay and I together, they like, well, where is his wife? I'm like, I am his wife. And people never knew that because they always put him and his ex together. And they were just co-parenting at that time.
Gotcha. Okay, so then that makes sense for a lot of people who may have watched that show. Now they're watching this show. I think they could put two and two together now. Was it that you really did not have a desire to do reality TV, or was that just because that was just what they wanted to focus on at the time?
That is what they wanted to focus on at the time. I wouldn't, it wouldn't brought to me, hey, you want to be featured on there. And my point was, I just need to be supportive of Jay and his girls at that time. Absolutely. So yeah, I really wouldn't approach. People would see me, but they were like, who is that woman? Well, we don't care. She's nobody. Let's just concentrate on, the family. But I was there at everything with the girls, supporting them, supporting Jay, actually supporting the whole family because I wanted them all to be successful.
That's awesome. That is really awesome. I think it's always so nice or it's so interesting when you have one partner in a relationship who is, well known on a reality TV show, right? Mm-hmm. And then you have now it's you who are in the forefront on your own show. How has that dynamic changed? Has it changed anything for you guys, or is it just kind of like, okay, Baze, now it's your turn?
No, at first I was a little bit scared because I was like, I know people love JJ and loved his girl, loved his ex, and I really wasn't scared. I was curious. Let's say curious to see how the fans are going to take me. Would they like me like JJ because they love JJ? And I'm like, hey, we're a package deal, so you gotta like Sogucci. But that was my only concern. Jay is really excited. The one thing I like about Jay, he's so supportive, and I'm just gonna brag a little on Bay. He's probably one of the most supportive husbands on the show. To me,
I'm just well, that's right. You're supposed to say that. That's your man. Okay. I ain't even mad at it. You know what I mean?
That's right. But Jay is really supportive. He's glad that I got a chance to have the spotlight on me because, I bring a lot to the table. I'm talented. I'm smart. Even though I throw the little catty, little shade, and I think he's really, I do throw it. And but I think he's really excited that it's my turn. Hey, I want your turn because when you winning, the whole family is winning. It's everybody gets a chance at this.
How did you actually get on on the show? Like how did that work? Were you approached or did somebody just recommend you?
I was sitting at home. Latrice called me and she was like, Gucci. I'm like, what? She said, I need you to audition for the show. I'm like, me? She like, yes, girl. Let me tell you what happened, Richie. It's very important where I know I was consistent with things that I did on social media. I promoted my real estate. I promoted my fitness. I looked good in what I had on. I looked good, I posted my family trips, things that Jay and I did. And I didn't know how important that was, but people were watching. Yeah. And Latrice like, hey, that's a good candidate for Belle Collective. And I can contribute to social media. I mean, if you guys got a brand or something you're doing, I mean, every day I would set my alarm. Hey, you got to post something about real estate at 10:30. You got to post something about fitness. And my daughter would be like, Mama, I got to stay consistent where I get 1 view or 1,000 views. I got to stay consistent. And that's what anything that you do, you got to stay consistent if you want to, survive and be successful.
You know what? I'm glad you said that. And I hope that, when whoever is watching this video right now, that is one of the most important things I have heard somebody say in an interview is that one, people are always watching, whether you know it or not. Somebody is there are eyes on you. Okay. And number two is to be consistent, whether or not it's one person or thousands of people. It is that
That's right.
consistency that stands out to people. So I'm like, that regimen right there that you just talked. I mean, I hope that speaks a word into somebody that's watching this, because that's so true. I mean, it goes beyond just the show. I mean, I love that you had that mentality before you got on the show.
Exactly.
Um,
And I contributed, that I was like, oh my goodness, somebody's seeing me,
yeah.
Now while I was on the side of my husband, I'm coming to the front, we walking side by side.
What was the audition process like for you? Like I have done it before myself. I guess it doesn't even I guess it didn't feel like an audition. It felt like I guess a casting, right? For a lot of people, they don't know. Like for me, I thought it was exhausting. It was like a 2 hour like Zoom, and I was like, if y'all ask me one more question,
It was. It was a lot, and thank God. I'm just gonna thank God for my husband, who's always on 100. I was feeding off his energy. Because JJ was like, he do his little thing. And I'm like, well, hell, I'm gonna do my little thing too. But JJ helped out a lot because his energy. He's full of energy, and they want to see that charisma, that energy, that personality. And actually, the thing that I loved about my husband, he helped me bring out my personality. I wasn't always the one talking. I wasn't always the one up front. I was always the quiet one. That's why a lot of people are shocked, like, oh my goodness, she speaks. Gucci speaks.
Okay.
So
We'll get into some of your we'll get you to speak on some of the shenanigans that are going on the show. But I want to talk to you first about this scene that we just saw this past week with both of your daughters. Like that
yes.
scene right there, it could have gone on to me. I almost feel like that was a long scene. In my mind, it was a long scene, right? And I would have wanted to see at least 30 minutes of that scene, because there were so many little nuances in there. Like, did you know that your daughter felt as though to me, she does not look that much darker than the other three young ladies. But I'm also colorblind. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you that. But even that slight difference in my eyes may have been major to her. What did you make of that? And was that a revelation to you? Did you know that prior to that conversation?
Well, I knew that she was distant, just like the twins. One of the twins stayed. I think it was Skye. I knew that she was distant. She would come to me with little conversations, and I'm like, what? And me, because Richie, I blame myself because I wasn't paying attention not only to her but to the other girls. Jay and I were so concentrated on us building our relationship that we forgot about the kids, and how we're bringing them together and what we're doing. I should have told my daughter that I love you more. You're beautiful. You're that. I didn't know exactly what she was going to say. When we filmed that scene, they was like, go. I was like, oh my goodness, go. And you can see me and Jay looking kind of dumbfounded, like, what? We didn't know that. And these were her feelings. And like I told even though my daughter she got other things going, she had other issues going in her, going on. This played a small part in it because she was in a dark place. And I felt like, dang, did I drop the ball as a parent? But I'm human. Parents, we're not going to be perfect. And when this first, we were scared when this scene came out. Not only I'm scared, I was scared watching it, even though I had seen it, they showed us the scene. Jay was scared, the girls were scared, my daughter was scared. But I was like, okay, Lord, you gave me this platform. Is this the reason why you gave me this platform? Because there are other people out there that's suffering, that's going through this, that's not going to sit here and display this on national TV. I saw a lot of comments saying, "You're gonna wait 10 years for this." God's timing is always on time. And it was time for this to be uncovered because somebody else out there was hurting. And I had to constantly, talk to my husband, talk to D. Everybody was scared of how we're going to be portrayed. When God give you an assignment, you just go for it. He's going to work all the other things out. And I really do believe this was my main purpose to be on this show, to be on this platform. And like, it's okay, because it's okay for Black families to discuss this, because when I was growing up, we pushed a lot of things under the rugs. My dad told me he loved me by putting a roof over my head, putting clothes on my back. Verbally, he never said I love you. Now I'm teaching my daughter, and she can teach her daughter, it's okay to say that. Say I love you. I'm not just gonna say I put a roof over your head, so that means I love you. No. And my daughter needed to hear that more. And I do blame me for a part of it. And I let, I'm not gonna put everything on the girls or everything on D. And I just hate that she was feeling that way. And she wanted a voice. She wanted to be heard. And after that conversation, Richie, she said, Mom, I got so I feel so much better that I got this off my chest. And I was like, and she just told me, Mama, you didn't fail as a parent. I just know that when I have my child, what to do. And she said, I do not never want my child to feel like this or anything like this. And and every time I see the scene, it just breaks my heart. Not only, for my daughter, but for J girls too, because I mean, and they got, and I wanted, in that part they didn't show, I was like, I need all the girls to speak. I need all because I to admit I am closer to one of the girls than I am the one of Jay's girls, my bonus girls. She speaks to me, and it was hurting her that Dee was feeling this way, and it was so many emotions going on in that room, and it was one of the realest scenes that's on the show to me. Not saying because it was my family, because it was, we had to, when that scene was over, I didn't know what to do. I was like, oh my goodness, So
no, I mean,
I don't know if I even asked your question. I'm sorry.
you did, because I think,
and every time I see it, I cry.
I think that I think it was an amazing scene. It was, because it was so real, it was so raw, and I love when we are seen on the screen, on television, having these conversations, and it can get heated, but it's still, at the end of the day, a conversation that needs to be had. And I am so in love with the way that it was shown, because also it was a situation where you guys said it's not going to be solved in one sitting. It's not, and we talk about colorism a lot on reality TV, but I don't oftentimes see productive conversations in the way that I felt like I saw it happen on that particular episode. So I just have to say thank you for being so, like, all of y'all for being so transparent. And your daughter is gorgeous. All of the girls are beautiful, but I just want to reemphasize that, they're all beautiful and they all have their own individual beauty. You know what I'm saying? That radiates. And it was tough, because I think for us as adults, right, we know how to process our feelings a little bit different, and that's just from experience. But I felt even more for them because they're younger, so they're still processing what they feel. So I understood when Dee said, "You, as adults, let me say this: as adults, if I have a problem, it's up to me to state what my problem is with you, right? But I think when you're growing up and you're still processing those feelings, so you don't even know what to put. You can't even put a name on it. So I also understood where she was coming from when she was like, it wasn't nothing I could say because I didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
So I just
that's what I was.
No, I just want you to know that the scene was portrayed in a very nice way.
Yeah, and I think so too. And I didn't get on here and people were saying you got on national TV. It's not about clout. It was a calling for us to discuss this. And I love the girls, Sanjay, Star, and Sky. They're beautiful. D is beautiful. It's not, like I said, it wasn't solved in that one couch conversation. I do hate that it went so long. And I just wanted my daughter to see, Jay and I, we're hurting. We thought we were the perfect parents. We're like, okay, we're not, and we need to allow the girls to express how they feel instead of dictating to them. Allow them to express their feelings more. And I think that's where we didn't, we taught you to do this, we trained, but what about their feelings? That was my thing too. What about their feelings? Because I mean, D wasn't the only one hurting. The girls was hurting. Al was hurting. Jay was hurting. And it took a lot for us to display this on national TV because the J girls are seen in a positive light. We're not doing 8 counts around here every day and turning flips. We have real family issues going on here. I mean, everybody look at that. We don't 8 count every day around here. And I love them. I just want us to blend together. And I had a phone call this morning. One of my clients was saying that she was really touched by this scene because now in this society, when you meet somebody, most of the time they already got kids and you already had kids. You got to try to blend it but don't forget about the kids' feelings, when you're trying to form these relationships.
Yeah, super important. I want to ask you, just to shift gears a little bit, in this past week's episode, there was this weird, I don't know if I should call it weird. Let me just point out who is at fault for this whole y'all ain't cute conversation. Okay. Who is at fault for this because y'all was sitting at the table and Letitia and Akisha are going at it. And all this is stemming from something that Akisha allegedly told Tamra, that Tamra allegedly told Letitia. What do you believe happened?
Well, I think Akisha, actually, we was on live last night. She said she don't remember saying those words. I think Akisha might have said something, and Tamra took it to the group, and the group switched it around to make it mean and ugly. Like, she called you ugly. Akisha might have said, Akisha got a little flip mouth now. That's my girl, but her tongue slick too. She probably said something. Tamra and her were friends. And if she said something in private, she didn't mean for Tamra to go back and tell the other girl because it caused confusion. And the term ugly wasn't, I don't think the term ugly was used if Akisha allegedly said something to Tamra. The girls just took ugly because, hey, let's fire our way at her, And I think, when you dealing with different things, Tamra should have not said anything if she didn't want this confusion because she know the word ugly with the Bells, they was gonna turn up. So I just think that when you trust a friend, just keep it to yourself because this you putting fuel in the fire. So, and I think Tamra didn't think that it was gonna come back that way and backfire on her, but I was like, oh my goodness, this sister mention.
No, yeah, it didn't work. Why did Tamra not want Akisha in the group chat?
And I didn't know that because I didn't know that the girls prior to filming had conversations and went out to lunch and dinner. I'm like, hell, y'all didn't invite Gucci. So That's the part. Oh, and we was on live. We were on live last night, Akisha and I couldn't figure that out. I'm like, Akisha, you're right. You weren't on the group text. That's your best friend. So you take what y'all got going on. So we're still trying to figure that one out. And was it, we had our reunion. So you guys gotta tune in. So I think it was kind of brought up.
I was gonna ask you about the reunion because
Oh my
I've heard from
goodness.
Carlos that it was crazy. Um, what, if anything, or who, if
Mm-hmm.
anything, surprised you the most at the reunion?
Um, Tamra surprised me at the reunion. Marie gonna put on her show. It was our first time. It was our first time, and I was like, oh my goodness, it's gonna be one of the best reunion. Not saying just because it's the Bells, but and this is my first rodeo. Akisha, my first rodeo, and the girls was pulling out receipts, and I was like, oh my goodness. So it's gonna be good. Carlos was like, just
Okay,
like that little Jill.
let me ask you another question that you can give without giving away anything. If you come back for season 3 and you go to the reunion, what will you do differently at the next reunion based on what you saw at this reunion?
I'll make sure that I have some little nuggets that I can save for the little girl. You know how I'm shady on the show. I say that for the reunion because they come with everything. They bring all their ammunition. I'm like, okay, I make sure I got my my backpack ready next time. That's what I'm gonna say. So I'm not gonna give all the shade away. If we came back with a season 3, I'm gonna save some for the reunion. And you better
Um,
be ready for their because oh my goodness, I was like the way it was so different for me and it was fun. It's like we was kidnapped for the whole day. I mean, they sent private cars to pick us up to make sure we were on time and we couldn't leave the building until it was over with. So it was crazy.
um, did anybody give you any advice before going into the reunion? Like, did any of the other bells like tell you, like, girl, you need to be ready for this?
No, I'm not gonna say exactly, but Belle told me it was like I heard this Belle was coming for this Belle. This you don't know who's gonna come for you at the reunion. The person that you think is gonna come for you is gonna come for you. So, like my advice to me, make sure I got a little dirt on all them damn Bells. So I can like, this. I thought we were friends. You shooting at me? Okay.
I cannot wait. Okay, so listen, I gotta ask you this because you were in the scene this past week with when Letitia was addressing Damon, aka Mr. Greedy, and
Mhm.
Tamra arrived on the scene at the end, and then security came. Why was security there?
Tamra claimed that she always has security, when she do shows and things like that. Probably they probably was thinking that something was going to pop off since Greedy was there and the girls was there and the girls' husbands was there. Of course, the ladies' husbands their husbands are protected of them too, so they're not going to just let something happen. I'm thinking Greedy was really mad at Letitia. And Glendale is not gonna let nobody, he's trying to win his woman back. He's not gonna let anything happen to her. So I think we'll anticipate, we're gonna give us a security guard just in case. So
I
I
got
was like,
another.
oh,
I got another question. Did JJ get all his money back up from off the runway, or did it just stay there?
it's the coordinator came and picked it up. Jay almost created a liability. Hell, I'm like, get that damn money up before somebody slip on one of them damn dollars. I was like, oh my goodness, baby, this is not P Valley. I know you love that damn show, but this is not P Valley. We cannot, I was waiting for a damn pole to drop from the ceiling. I was like, Jay, we gotta contain ourselves. Shit.
Okay.
I was like, oh my, I was walking so damn fast. I was like, which way? I was trying to remember which fucking way to go because I practiced. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is my husband behind me. Let me hurry my ass up. I couldn't walk slow like Mel. I had to hurry up and get off that damn stage because JJ, oh my goodness. And that was my first time. So I was like,
Well, you did
that was my
amazing.
first time. So I'm like, Jay, come on now. Some endorsements here.
I got one more question for you. I don't know how many more episodes we have left, but can you tell us who, or give us from your perspective, who causes the most chaos for the rest of the season?
Ooh, for the rest of the season, the chaos still is heavy with Letitia and Akisha. Yeah, it's still heavy, and the girls make noise all the episodes. They make a little noise. They make a little noise. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we got that to look forward to. Listen, Sogucci, thank you so much for today. I appreciate you taking out some time. I know you got to go and sell some real estate. Can you tell
Why?
people, yes, can you tell people, A, where to find you? Of course, I will put all of your links in the down below, but like tell people where they can find you and what other projects you have going on.
Okay. First of all, I am a real estate agent here in Jackson, Mississippi. If you want to come to look up any houses, it's Sofia, SofiaTheAgent.com. You can also find me on Instagram, Sogucci007 official. Even if you want to book a boot camp with a Belle, I'll travel. My son is a DJ. We used to have DJ. I give out refreshments. I give y'all a little champagne at the end. So if you want to book a Belle for a boot camp, you can do that. You burn about 400 calories. You get to take a picture with Sogucci. We'll have Jay do 1 or 2 flips, but we're going to burn some calories. Going to have you girls looking natural. And if you're looking to buy or sell a home in Jackson, I am going to expand my business to Alabama so I can in Atlanta, so I'll be able to kind of sell in those areas too. I'm working on that. I'm currently working on my brokerage license. So I have a bunch of home seminars. So if you're looking to know how to buy a home, I'm the girl to contact. SofiaTheAgent.com. And yeah, exactly. And you can even my manager, if you know any more bookings, Denise Jordan Walker at DJWManages@gmail.com.
There we go. Listen, Skye Squad, we have enjoyed Miss Sogucci today. Thank you guys for tuning in and tapping in to this video, and we will catch you guys in the next one.